We live?
Yeah.
So, how fast were you saying you could pitch that ball?
Probably about 30 miles an hour.
Yeah? You ready for that? I thought you were just delivering it today. You gonna try to pitch it while you're in there?
I'm sitting on the mound.
Okay, this is a test. You're gonna want to pitch it though, aren't you? And this is your first time on the Major League Baseball mound? Is that what you're saying?
I've been a Mariner fan for years.
Yeah?
Sometimes I kind of wish they'd win some games.
Yeah.
Today they're gonna win. Today they're gonna win. What are you thinking? Are you excited to do this?
Scared to death.
Oh, you shouldn't be scared. You drove for Patton for how many years?
This is just about 9 months or so.
For 9 months?
Yeah,
You can't be scared of today.
Through the campaign in Sicily.
Okay.
And then we moved into Palace, and I stayed in Palace for several months until they got transferred out.
That's a rough job.
And I went back to my own company after that.
Okay.
Then we moved up to Italy, and then we shipped in and invaded southern France. And then I got transferred. I got assigned to Colonel Dunn, which is the head of the 7th Army Provost Marshal. And I drove all the Provost Marshal officers in the Criminal Investigation Division and the Counterintelligence Corps officers till the end of the war.
Okay.
All through France and Germany.
Wow.
So,
This isn't scarier than that. I know.
this is different.
This is different. This is different. And who nominated you for this?
I guess my grandson did, didn't he? I don't know who did it. I have no idea.
You have a good grandson. Yeah. No, he said some very nice things about you.
Well, he told me to come on down with a clean shirt. I got a surprise for you, I thought maybe he's going to take me to dinner,
He better get you dinner too.
Yeah,
He's going to get you all the way down here. Make you work for the Mariners today. I think you deserve some dinner too, or at least a hot dog.
I think so, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I see you've been making a lot of friends today too.
Yeah, well,
I saw you made some friends today too. Do you want us to tell us a memory of driving for Patton? Anything?
well, I wrote in that letter, or whatever it was, but that was a very shaking experience. Mm-hmm. He was a hard guy to drive, and I had to just clam it, keep quiet, and let him rant and rave, But he was such a gentleman at the same time. And one time I was he called me up in his room, talking to me a little bit, and he had been crying. I said, "What's the matter?" Oh, he says, "I got so many guys under me, and he's worried to death." He says, He says, "People don't understand the pressure a general gets under." And he used to talk to me a lot, In fact, he would talk to me more than he would, a lot of times I wouldn't say nothing. I just sit and, So he used me a lot for kind of a sound board,
Sounds like he trusted you.
And then we'd drive out, after the campaign in Sicily, we still stayed in that palace, and he'd call me and we'd go out, drive out around the country a little bit. So I remember this one time we drove out along the coast for a ways and pulled in behind this old Roman ruins there. And back there there's a rock sitting there, and he sat down on this rock, and I didn't know this, but he had a 38 caliber automatic along with his revolver, and took it out and he shot at that rock down there. See, yes, quite a way down there.
Yeah.
So I went and got my carbine out of the command car, and I shot down there with him, and we had there was times when we had a good time together. And times like that, that's when he would. But anytime he had other officers with him, he was spit and polish, But then when we'd go out by ourselves, and other times we'd drive out of town a ways, and he'd say, "Hey, stop here." Stop. We'd get out, and he'd say, "Hey, take my watch here for a minute." Okay, I'll take his watch. Hey, he says, "It's 1:30 now." He says, "Pick me up about 3. Where are you going? "Oh, I'm going to be walking down the road." So I'd sit there. Then I'd take off and look for him. And I'd drive, and I'd drive, and I'd drive. Finally, I'd see him down 3 or 4 miles down the road, just to hike it away, you know.
You just wanted to go for a walk?
Yeah, see, that's what he
Probably
was.
just needed to,
All
huh?
by himself.
Yeah.
But he was such a physical guy, you know. Really, really. He had the officers out marching all the time, and all the other officers, you know, and they would complain and weep and wail. He'd get it behind them and drive them on, and he kept everybody on their toes. He was that way. He was a great, great man, you know, unusual. And it was sad. Last time I seen him, when he was called out of the Sicily to go to England, I took all of his stuff and loaded it in the plane, and he left, and I went back to my company. Well, then our company later on moved out of, we shipped out of Sicily, and we went into Naples, Italy. Okay, then from Naples, Italy, we stayed there, and then we invaded southern France. And when we invaded southern France, I was assigned to this pro-marshal. And then one day, the pro-marshal took me up, I don't know what, I can't remember the town, I don't know if it was Epinal or one of those towns up in northern France. And I parked him behind this building. And this officer went in this building, you know, and I was out there by myself poking around, you know. Because that's the way them officers were. They never tell you how long you're going to be or what you do, you know. You just wait, you know. So it was a cold, wet day, raining, and I just poking around there for a couple hours, you know. The next thing I knew, these officers were coming out of this building. Well, there was General Eisenhower, and another general, I think it was Mark Clark from the 5th Army, I'm not sure. And General Patton was there, and then a couple other officers I didn't know. And so the yard was a pretty small place, and so I just had my command car parked to get this fence going. And so these 5 guys just come walk over here, next to where I was. Here I was standing here, and they got right around the circle, you know. They talked. And they kind of trapped me in here because I was embarrassed because I shouldn't be in that group, you know. And they talked for quite a while, you know, just together, you know, the guys. And I could hear what they're saying. I pretended I didn't, but I could, you know. Finally, they started walking off, and Eisenhower walked off, and I think that Mark Clark walked off. And I stood there, and General Patton turned around, and he looked at me. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know whether to walk up to him, you know, and talk to him, or whether to let it go. So I just stood there. And then he always carried the little hand, kind of a baton or whatever the officers carry, you know. Pick it out like that and turn it on.
I bet he was happy to see you.
Last time I seen him.
That's a good story.
So what does this experience mean to you? Getting to hand the ball off in the Mariners? What does it mean? Once in a lifetime. How long have you been a Mariners fan? How long have you been a Mariners fan?
40 years, I suppose.
Yeah, long time.
Of course, I don't see very many games. Well, I see them on TV all the time. I've only been down here about 4 or 5 times.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Got a lot of family here today, don't you?
Well, my wife died in 2005. So she used to like to watch the games too. You know? So, I'm not a very good bachelor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you got a lot of family here to join you today.